Hi everyone. I mentioned in some of my other videos that I often dream things that later come true. In part or in whole. Sometimes at least the concept comes true, right? Maybe it comes up in a different way. And so recently, or in the last 1 or 2 years, I had 3 dreams that became big inspirations for myself here in 2020. About a year ago, after I had come home from Macau, I had a difficult time in Macau because I kept craving foods that I couldn't find in Macau. So I get home to the United States, and I had a dream one night. In the dream, I was at another computer gaming conference, and my ex-girlfriend was also there. And she was married now. She went there with her husband. And we were getting close to the elevator door when I was holding the door open for the two of them. And my ex-girlfriend looked at her husband and said, "Don't get in the elevator with this guy, he has a disease." And it made me realize that, oh my God, my eating disorder is so out of control that people don't even want to get into the elevator with me. That was a big wake-up call for me, actually. Keep in mind, this was in 2019, before any ideas of social distancing. So it was kind of weird that I had thought about the idea that people wouldn't want to get into an elevator because of a disease. Okay, and not long after that, I dreamt that I went to a backgammon tournament and I won about $1 million. I didn't really care so much about the $1 million, but the director was shaking my hand, congratulating me. And it just gave me a good, nice, warm, fuzzy feeling. Actually, in the dream, the director asked me what I was going to do with all this money. And I said, I often can't find it in my budget to come to backgammon tournaments. Now I can come all I want. And quite frankly, if I won $1 million playing backgammon, that's probably, or if I inherited $1 million, I would certainly play backgammon more. I like the game, but oftentimes it's a little bit outside of my budget. I mean, I'm not going to be reckless with it, but I want to play socially, and I often can't really afford it. Okay, and then not long after that dream, where actually during the quarantine, I dreamt that I was on the run. I was wanted for murder. And the reason I had murdered somebody was that I went to the store, and we got into a fight over a food that I wanted. And I punched him in the face, and I didn't realize he had a pre-existing medical problem. Not only that, but he also had COVID-19 when I punched him, and that punch threw him over the edge, and he died. And now I was on the run because I was wanted for murder. And so when I got up, I realized, oh my God, I really need to correct my eating habits before it comes to that. And when I had the backgammon dream, it made me realize that maybe I'm probably never going to play backgammon at such a level, but I think I have a much better chance of writing an AI backgammon engine. There's a man versus machine tournament every year. I don't think there's any prize money involved. But I was thinking, if I were to win that man versus machine event and become a little bit famous for it, if I do end up murdering somebody over the food addiction, don't get me wrong, I hope not to do that, and I'm working toward not doing that. At least I'll have some celebrity status, and that might buy me a little something, right? Anyways, I often dream the future, so I think all of these things will happen in one way or another, some variation of it at least. Obviously, I don't want to be murdering somebody. I don't want people to not get in the elevator with me, although it's already happening, right? And not just with that one ex-girlfriend, right? I don't know why. I can't think of a dream that I had that didn't happen to some extent. And so it became a big wake-up call. I need to do something about my eating addiction before it pushes me to that point. Anyways, how about you guys? Have you ever had a dream that didn't happen at all? Like, not even some variation of it? I can't think of a dream I ever had that completely did not happen, to at least some minor degree.